Hello and welcome to Witness. I'm Raghi Omar. In the past 30 years, the people of Afghanistan have seen foreign invasion, civil war, and a series of shifting rulers. Nima Darby has seen much of this conflict firsthand. An Afghan from the southern Pashtun region, he was living near Kandahar when the Soviet Union invaded in 1979. And 3 years later, aged 19, he became one of the Mujahideen, a warrior fighting for Afghanistan's independence. Nima's life and that of his family has been shaped by a series of world events. From his exile in London over the past decade, he has struggled to find a way to engage with his homeland and be part of building its future. Nima's story is an intimate observational film following Nima over 8 years as he is caught in the crosswinds of war, migration and family. Filmmaker Rajesh Thind follows him through the highs and lows of his life in exile and his eventual return to Afghanistan, putting a very human story behind the headlines of the Afghan conflict.
On Christmas Day 1979, the Soviet Union invaded Afghanistan, beginning a 30-year cycle of war. Nima Darby was a Mujahideen, a guerrilla fighter against the invading Soviet military in the 1980s.
I feel disgusted, but still I was doing it. Sometimes I would even lose the meaning, like I was just pushed by the condition, in the situation, in the things happening around me, like I had to do this.
After the Soviet withdrawal, Nima threw himself into rebuilding his country. But in 1996, the Taliban came to power, forcing him to flee. Nima's wife had died during the conflict. His 3 children were taken to a refugee camp in Pakistan with their grandparents. When I first met Nima, the Home Office had just allowed his children to join him in Britain. The day they flew out was September 11th, 2001. Within a month, US troops were bombing Afghanistan. The day the planes flew into the Twin Towers, everything changed, especially for Nima and his children.
I don't know how it will go, whether they want me to be here or I want to be here. That is the question, because there is so much happening in Afghanistan. And I feel in this huge city of London like a prisoner. Exactly like a prisoner, because I couldn't go. Especially if the worst thing happened to the family. If you can't go, that means you are a prisoner. No matter how big city and how big place you are in, but you still, I don't really care now about my staying here, my visa. I don't really care. I couldn't care less about it, honestly.
But what about your children?
I don't know, it's hard to explain it. I don't know if you have that feeling. Because there's so much happening, so many people are dying in the country. So you have your children here, but you have your mother, your sisters, and your dad and everything there. And if they're involved in the bombing and stuff, even if your 3 kids are here, it doesn't really matter. It doesn't really solve anything. I'm glad that my children are here. I hope they can study and they can have a good future. But for me, I'm so much part of that action, that what is going on in there. Because my dad was a military officer, I was a fighter. I feel that war.
Nima's entire life has been overshadowed by war and his efforts to rebuild a country in ruins.
I left the fighting long ago. When I was fighting for my people. After fighting, I was helping my people. You know, I was 8 years involved in with UN, you know, humanitarian assistance, helping the refugees. I was active. I was there for people. I don't think I can kill anybody. Not now, because I had enough. I mean, today, when I saw, you know, this memorial, I feel really sad, you know, for my people, because they also, you know, defended their country and they died, you know, for a good cause, you know, defeating the communists or the Soviet regime, which was very aggressive. You know, I wish that I could be standing in Kabul or somewhere or in Kandahar, and remembering those who died, you know, in the same war that with me or I was participating. I rented a room, one room. I brought my 3 children in. So now the landlord, he wants me out of there. Now I have to go and ask the housing to help me. They say if that is the case, the landlord wants you out, you have to go to homeless person. So and declare yourself homeless. Now I mean, when I came in the beginning, I would go shout, scream, what is happening, what kind of system is that? I mean, this is supposed to be, you know, the most, you know, efficient country and civilized, rich, so much money, things should go, you know, very smoothly and quickly. But I know London, I know how is it work. A simple paperwork would take you months and months. Didn't work out, the person is not here, the one I have to see, so he will be going back to parking then.
What are you going to do?
Just deal with it. Maybe find some other place, go to friend, ask. I mean, it's humiliated way. It's the way I live back home. You know, that is the problem, because for these people, they think that the refugees, oh, they are living in the tents, like now they see it in the war, living in the desert. But when I was living in my country, I was living 1,000 times better than this, honestly. But I have to wait for something to give me, and I don't really feel good about it, because I rather earn things and pay it myself. But sometimes you have to accept, you know, that you're weak, you can't do it. There is too much, you know.
Nima is making plans to return to Afghanistan. He gets together with friends to discuss the situation back home. It's not all politics. Sometimes Nima gets his friends together just to take their minds off the troubles back home.
So we have to, you know, gather and do, you know, like marriage party or engagement ceremony and all these things. But if you don't do it, then we will disappear. I mean, we will lose the meaning of life. And though, you know, things are not good in our country, I made this party at least that we can forget it for a while and just come to a normal life. I think I spoke to you early on about this war. I knew it was going to happen. Now I see the reality. In Afghanistan, when we were there, we were like one side of the story. We didn't know their side of the story. We were thinking, wow, these soldiers, just kill them, go to paradise. Once I was working in a pizza shop as a chef, and I had a delivery guy who was Russian, and he told me, where am I from? And I said, I'm from Afghanistan. And he said, oh, I know Afghanistan. Where in Afghanistan? I said, Kandahar. And he know more places in Kandahar than I did. He was soldiers there. And he was poor guy, having the same problem as I did. Sending money home, being so much poor. And I said, wow, here we are. We are both working in a restaurant in the Western world. Two sides. Who win? Nobody. Look, working is going on. Ashraf is busy.
After 2 years in temporary accommodation, Nima and his children have been given a home.
It was like a jungle, forest, you know. So many woods up to here. For 7 years, nobody cleaned it. We haven't bought the furniture yet. Can't afford it. This maroon color, was my dream carpet. Honestly. I put the carpet in everything, myself. And then I put my own color. That makes you feel like it's your own place. Yeah, it's true.
The children are settling into London life, but Nima's attention is focused on returning to Afghanistan. Building a new family in a new country isn't easy for any of them.
Look, if I don't tell them this radiator is, broken, to throw this water away, they will not do it themselves. So this is, I don't appreciate if they make me tell them things. Every time I have to tell them what to do. Whenever I tell her something to do, she should do it.
Yeah, but you should be proud. Your kids are completely independent.
And this is the way I train them to be. Because the timing, and they understand, because we are like going through a difficult period of time. We didn't have a house. We are in the process of settling down. There will be much more hard work. Until we pass that process of settlement, there will be a hard work, and I want them to understand that. Samada? Can you shut up, please? Because my brother is here, and I'm excited.
Exactly, I'm excited. That's why I want to put the music on.
Our family is like, 4 legs of a chair. If one is cut, then the whole chair might collapse. This is the way we are. We just struggling to support each other. So he is here, and I'm going tomorrow. Unless the Home Office let our family come, this is what we will be doing. He comes here, I go there. He go there, I come here.
With a brand new British passport and his brother here to look after the children, Nima is free to travel back home for the first time in 7 years.
Join me after the break as Nima sees just how challenging things are when he finally returns to Afghanistan.